MeepleTown, this is Dean, and today we are looking at the Sagrada app. This is the iOS app on the iPad that I'm using, and we are going to jump into this. I'll give you some feedback towards the end, and I'll try to explain things as we go, but mostly it's just kind of a gameplay just to show you how things play out. So we're going to do a local game, and we're going to play versus the AI. We'll start a new game at 2-player. We'll just set it up on the easy level, and may or may not play through the entire game. I just want to give you an overview of the game, but actually the games take pretty quickly, so we'll probably finish this up. So right off the bat, this is going to show us the color that we're going to be starting off with. This is our private objective, so I want to get more red dice into my window, and so I would like to probably start off with a board that has a spot for some red dice in there. So a little bit of a delay of the dice versus die language there. So Ripples of Light is the one I think I'll take. That's got 2 red ones in there. The diamonds at the bottom right hand corner shows you that it's a more difficult window. In fact, it's actually one of the more difficult ones, but I'll have more tokens to use, and you'll see that in just a second if you're not familiar with the game. So these are the tools that I can use, and I'll just run through these. So these are random every game. The first one is running pliers. After your first turn, you can immediately draft a die, so you skip your next turn this round. So you can get 2 dice back-to-back. In a 2-player game, what you're going to be doing is you'll be drafting a die, the next player will take 2, and then you'll take 1, and then the last one will be put up to show as the round marker. And so we'll be rolling 5 dice for a 2-player game. But on running pliers, you can actually take yours back-to-back if you want to, if you use your token to do so. The flux brush lets you draft a die and then re-roll it, and so you still have to obviously keep the color that you have, but you can re-roll it to try to get a different number. I'll explain why that's important a little bit later. And then if it can't be used, it's put back in the draft pool. And then finally we have the flux remover, which lets you draft a die, then swap it for a new die from the supply. So you choose a value and then place the new die, but you have to obey all the rules. Let's see, so we've got that, and then these are public objectives. These are random every time as well, and so this one we're going to get 5 points for shade variety, so for each set of the different shades. So each set of 1 through 6 that we have out on our window will give us 5 points, and the color diagonals will give you points for however many diagonal dice you have on there. So in this case, you've got those blue are all 1 set of diagonal, and so you would get 1 point for each of those, and same thing for yellow. And then finally is the color variety. You get sets of 1. You get 4 points for each set of 1 color that you have in the entire window. These are actually some pretty difficult public objectives that we've got here, but they're worth more points than some of the other ones that you might see on there. So here's our setup. Like I said, we're going to be drafting dice from the pool that is given to us. They'll be the first player. Diego is the first player, so they'll take 1 die and place it, and then I will take 2 back-to-back. And the placement rules here are that I cannot place 2 numbers adjacent to each other, or 2 of the same numbers adjacent to each other, or 2 of the same color adjacent to each other. So if I take this, let's see, I think what I'm going to do is I'll take this green 5 and I'll place it up here, and now I have to place after I end that. Now, whichever one I take has to be adjacent to that. And so you're building off of the dice that you have previously placed. And so now what I'll do is place the only one that I can, and I'll place that 2 blue here in the blue spot. Now, I'll tell you why I didn't take that yellow 6 right there and place it in that 6 spot below that blue square. And that's because there's a yellow square right next to it, and I thought, well, I wouldn't be able to place a yellow die later on in the game if I did that. So I'll place that one there. And starting on this side is difficult because I'm so limited on what I can place, and so it's a very challenging window as compared to Diego. If you look at his, it's a little bit easier. But thankfully I get to start this next round, and I'll get to take one. Hopefully I can kind of release myself from that corner so I've got some more open spaces up top there. So, ooh, which is what I'll have to do because there's not many spots I'll be able to play. So I'll take that 6 red, I'll place it up there. And already I've got 3 different colors, which is good because, again, we want to get sets of colors. That's one way that we're going to get points. So then I will take this purple 5, and I mentioned you have to place it adjacent. I think I said that. You can actually place diagonally. Now I can put a 6 diagonal to another 6, but it can't be orthogonally adjacent. But when I'm building, I can take the I can build a diagonally adjacent to that, is what I'm trying to say. Now, here's the choice I have to make. I can place a 1 or a 5 purple in that spot, in the purple square, and I'll take the 1 because if you remember, we get 5 points for having a set of shades. I've already got 1 5 out there, so I'd like to go ahead and get a 1 out there, and hopefully that I'll be able to get a set. Right now, I only need a 3 and a 4 to have different shades. And Diego will start off this next round to place 1 die, and now it is my turn, and I've got a little more options now because I can place out in that open area up in the top left hand corner, which is nice. However, I do have this 6 here that is purple, which is exactly the color I need to put in this 6th spot because I can't place a red or a yellow or a blue in that spot. So I'd have to place a purple or a green 6, and so I might as well go ahead and take that one that I've got available. And now I can... Ooh, I'm really limited in that yellow spot right there. I'd like to be able to place something there. However, I can only place, at this point, I cannot place a 1. I can place a 2 or a 5 yellow, and I don't have either one of those there, so I'm going to take this red 5, I think, so I can place it down here. Again, trying to cover up as many as I can in that bottom right-hand corner, or the whole right side of the board, I guess, so that I've got more options available later in the game, because you're going to have enough dice to completely fill your window in this game. You're not always going to be able to fill it. In fact, oftentimes you're not going to be able to, and that's okay. But just know that you want to have more options later in the game to be able to place things. So I don't have a whole lot of good stuff going on right here. I can only place... Oh, this is really tough. I can't really place any of those in the spots that I want to, in those colored spots down there. Again, I can't place that 4 in that 4 or the yellow. I can put it in the 4, I guess, but I'm not going to because it would block me from putting that yellow die in there. So I'm going to have to go towards the left side of the board here, I think. So I will take, which colors do I need? I need some yellows. So I will go ahead and take a 4, place it, let's see, I'll just place it right here, I believe. Remember, I've completely forgotten about the diagonal ones that I want to place. Now, if I put that there, yeah, that's fine. I'll just put that there. I don't have a whole lot of options this round. This is not a great round for me. And when you're playing the physical game of this, you're just drawing dice out of a bag, so they're all random that you're taking out. You don't know what colors you're going to get, and obviously you don't know which dice what number you're going to roll. Let's see. And not really thinking this through very well, I will have to go ahead and place. Now, I will get some diagonal... let's see. I'll just put this 3 up here, I think. Let me think. Do I have any 3s out there? I don't. So that'll be my first set of shades, which is nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right. So I'll get 5 points for having that set, which is helpful. Now, there's a lot to think about in this game. It's a very simple game, but there's a lot to think about, like with how you can get points, because you can just do a lot of cool things, place dice out there, but you might not get... you might not do all the things that you want to be able to do. I mentioned this earlier that I've got to place a yellow die in that yellow square. However, I have to place a 2 or a 5. Oh, I can put a 5 in there, can't I? Yeah, so I will take a 5, place that in that yellow spot, and that one, and I'll take my second one, and I cannot place a 4 in that spot. I don't have a 3, I don't have a 1, don't have a green. I can put a blue 5 in that spot. However, I would like to, I've got several 5s out there, so I want to try to stay away from that if I can. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to place a 4 in this spot to help me out with my diagonal points there. All right, and that'll be the end of my turn. As you see, if you've not played this game before, you can see how you can really start getting backed into backed into the corner on this game. It can be a lot. It can get very difficult. All right, so I've got, let's see, I can't put a 4 into those spots this turn. I cannot put a 1 because it's a yellow 1. So it looks like I'm going to continue building on over to the left-hand side of the board. So I think what I'll do is I'll take that 6 and put it in that blue spot. And yep, we'll do that. And it would be nice if that 1 came back to me, and I knew that it probably wouldn't. So I could place it down in that yellow spot in the corner. That's okay. So what I have right now is I can place a purple or a purple. And I will take this 2, I think, right here. And yeah, I'll do that. And now I can't place a purple in that top left corner, or a 2 or a 3. I think I'm just going to go ahead and play this out. We're already more than halfway through the game, and we'll just see how it plays out. I'm not great at this game, but I still really enjoy it. I think it's a lot of fun. Still can't place a 1 down on that 1 is what I was really hoping for. I can't place a 4 down either because I have to have a green. Yeah, so this is kind of a tricky one. This was a tricky board, and I knew that was going to be the case going into it. I can place a 4 in that top corner, so I think that's what I'll do, is place that there first. And then I can take that 5. I can take that 3 as well. Yeah, this is tough. I think what I'll do, since I know that I have to place a yellow in that one, I might as well go ahead and do it so I can knock out some more of those. And there, Diego is having a rough go too, in that he's going to have to be locked into taking very specific dice in these last couple rounds. Now we still can use those tools that are shown at the bottom. We might have to do that in a little bit. So let's see what we got here. I still don't have a green 4, which is what I need. I have a purple 1, which will be helpful to put here. That'll at least get me something. And Diego was able to place both of them. Actually, I probably should have looked to see, maybe done a little hate drafting on Diego, but I did not. So I will take, I can't place that blue. Ooh, actually I can't place either one of these, can I? So I think what I'm going to do is take the tool, and I will hey, that's exactly what I needed. I needed a green 4. So what I did is I got rid of that other die and drew in the bag, and drew out a new die from the bag, and got exactly what I need. So I will take that 4 and I will put it here. So that actually played out really well for me. Did not expect that to happen, but let's see. We got 2 more rounds of this. We'll see if I'll be able to finish my board. I'm guessing probably not. I'd have to have a very, well, Diego's doing okay. I can't place that 3 there. There's no green to place. There's no 2. So the only thing that I can do is place that 5 red there. That's that. And then I can, let's see. I can re-roll one of those, and I would have to have purple. Ooh, this is a really tough one. Let's see. So I think what I'll do is I can pay again. Now I can do this one which is the... I can draft a die and then re-roll it. So I could take that purple and re-roll it, but I would have to get a 2 would be the only thing that I could play. So I think what I'll do is just go for what I did a few minutes ago. I'm going to take this one again, and you're limited to how many of those you can take. Remember I said that I had a harder board, but I got more tokens. Well, what I'm going to do, let me play this first, and then, so I'm getting rid of this one. So that cost me 2 tokens to do that, and if you saw those diamonds on my board, yep, I could not place it. So both of those are going to go back up to the board. So on my board, you see those diamonds. I have 2 left, and so you get points for those at the end of the game if you don't use them. But unfortunately, I've just had to use those. Not exactly what I need. So I think what I'll have to do, that's fine. I'm gonna have a spot that I can't fill anyway. So I'm gonna take this red 2, or actually I think what I'll do is I'm gonna take this green. Yeah, I'll take that green 3 and place it there, because I know that I have to place that there, and then hopefully I'll get one of those 2s to use to put in that other spot. So I only have 1 spot on my board that I was not able to fill. Again, I'm probably not playing this the best way, but I think it's okay. I just wanted to show you how this game plays out. It is a pretty fast game. It's nice because it does all the math for you. You don't have to worry about any of that. It does all the setup for you. The game looks beautiful, right? I mean, you can see it. It's a very beautiful game. On the table, it's a very beautiful game anyway. But I think the app is really well done. It's a lot of fun. It's a quick way of playing an already, pretty quick game. I can stop talking about that for just a second so we can see some of the scoring going on. Again, it does this automatically for you, and you can go back and look and see where you got your points. Yep. So Diego wins in the easy game. So you can go back and you can look at your window to see how you did, and that's it. And then figure out go back and see how you scored, maybe how you could have done better. But that is the app. I think this is a fantastic implementation. I'm really glad I picked this one up. I think it's a lot of fun. If you like this game, and well, if you're like me, I really like this game, but nobody wants to play it with me ever, and so I love playing the app version of this. Played it several times now, and super glad that I picked it up. So if you like this game, I definitely encourage you to pick this one up. It's just a great implementation of it. So that is Sagrada. And if you would like to get in touch with us, you can subscribe to us on our YouTube channel and hit the notification button to see when we have new videos come out. You can also reach us on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter. That's at MeepleTown Games. You can also find us at MeepleTownGames.com. You can go to Board Game Geek Guild number 3407 to connect with our community there. And that's going to do it for this time. Thanks for coming down to MeepleTown. Thanks for joining us, and be sure to follow us on Twitter at MeepleTown Games, and connect with us on the MeepleTown Guild number 3407 at BoardGameGeek.com, and also subscribe to our podcast and YouTube channel. And until next time, thanks for coming down to MeepleTown.